Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So in this video we can cover the next two chapters, that is 9 and 10. So in the previous video we have covered 7 8, and the 8th chapter is the main important Ashoka, who is the emperor who gave upon the god, who gave up his wing. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the chapters 9 and 10, which is vital villages, thriving towns and traders, kings and pilgrims. What it describes? So it describes about the rural life and also the urban economy, and what is the trade and what is the religion in ancient India, which is a visual journey through transformation and exchange. We will discuss about these chapters in this video. First, coming to the village background. In the previous days, iron and irrigation, which is known as the agricultural revolution. So, when iron age begins around 3000 years ago. Have you remember Ashoka's war in which year? 2500 years. You must remember these years. Okay. So, iron age begins around 3000 years ago. Stronger tools transform farming and forest cleaning. Have you heard about these words? Hammers and all things. These are the iron. So, these came into the picture in 3000 years, and they help for farming and irrigation. You all know about what they help, right? Next, iron plug, share and axis. Axis means godali. Yes, which helps for deeper tilling and denser forest, which cleared for cultivation. These all will help for farming and cultivation. Next, state-sponsored irrigation means kings funded canals, wells and tanks to boost productivity and tax revenue. All are know about it. So what here you have to understand is, and all it means, think of iron tools as the tractor revolution of ancient India. Just as tractors transformed modern farmer, iron plugs superchanged ancient agriculture. Have heard about it, right? In the present scenario, even for corn, we are using the machines, right? How they reduced, how they help farmers in that way. Iron plugs, which means axes, that all helped in ancient agriculture days. How in the present scenario this, see, iron tools for taxation and irrigation, they help for better farming and surplus revenue. These all. Next, we have a village social hierarchy. From north versus south, there will be a different culture in North India and South India. Okay, so two distinct social structures shaped village life, the Tamil South and the Northern Plains. So these make a vital role. In Tamil region, that is in South and North India, we can see the differences. So, Velalar, which is large landowners, whereas Grama Bojaka means hereditary landowner and tax collector will be there, and often had slaves and hired workers. Slaves means the daily workers. Okay. Ujawar, which means plugmen or ordinary cultivators who can work in their land. Here, Grihapati, independent small landowners. Here, the plugmen or ordinary cultivators means some people in the villages, they will also went to other agriculture's lands and they will help there and they will take the money for their work, right? You all know about that. That will happen in the South India, whereas in North India, that will not. There is known as Grihapati, which means independent smaller and landowners. Then do the work by their own means in independent way and they can cultivate their lands. Next, Khadaisiar Adimai, which means landless laborers and slaves, which means some will work even though they have no lands. That is I described earlier, right? They can go into a other's land and they can do the work at that place and they can earn money. That means landless laborers. Whereas in Dasakarmaka, landless labor or slave. Either these can, but here both will be there. Here analogy like you can understand as like a modern company, which means the Velalar or Bojaka is the CEO owning everything. Whereas Vishwara Grahapati is a mid-level manager with some autonomy and thus in the daily wages. Here the Velalar or Bojaka means the owner of the house, main owner. Whereas Vijar or Grihapati means someone who are staying as rent for rent in other one house. But at that time, they will have the rights when they will be there. But the owner is having every day. That is the meaning. Next, sources for town life. We have completed the village about iron irrigation, right? Now we are going into the town life, windows into the past. So Jataka stories we all heard about it, right? Buddhist folk tales depicting everyday town and village life through past stories of the Buddha. We are all about it. And sculptural reliefs, which means they can show their stone carvings at sites like Sanchi, which visually depict markets, homes, and urban scenes. Archaeology. Have you heard about it? Archaeology. In the first chapter itself, we have seen archaeology and literature, right? Archaeology means they are studying the past study, right? So, excavation. Excavation means they are giving the some rules, right? Excavation reveal ring wells, coins, pottery, and town planning patterns. Next, foreign accounts, you all heard about it. Greek sailors described ports like Barigasa, which means Bauruch, and bustling trade. So here the important point is Sangam literature, which is in 2300 years ago. So Tamil poets, which are from South India, gathered at assemblies in Madurai and the literary parliament of the ancient South. So Tamil, so here what we have to understand is the Tamilians over 2300 years ago, they have created a literature. That literature name is known as Sangam, and it was gathered at Madurai and they released by making a assembly. Okay, you can note this point. Then coins, gills, and ring bells. So punch marked coins, which are earliest Indian coins, which are metal stamped with symbol used for 500 years. These. So these are the first coins. Punch mark. Okay. Next, Shrenis, which is guilds. Trained artisans, merchants, organized production and trade, which were functioned as early banks and lending investment. That coins will be stored and organized in a production trade as early banks, that is guilds. Next, ring wells. This is ring wells. Okay. What they did? Terracotta rings stacked as toilets or drains in individual homes. For what? Toilets. Septic tanks, right? You all heard about it. So the contrast is Harappan drainage was far more advanced and covered drain city by planning. Harappan is, you all heard about it in the 4th chapter, right? Harappan civilization, how it came by train track. And then we get the city. Yes? I think you all remember this. Next, here the analogy is Shrenis were the startup incubators of ancient India before banks, as training, funding and scaling, just like banks. But at the time there is no banks. They are helpful for lending and investing. Okay. Next, case study. Madura, the multi-purpose city. Madura, you all know, you all heard about it, right? Madura. So, strategic crossroads located at the junction north west to east and north to the south trades a natural commercial hub. This is Madura, where it located from northwest to east and north to south. Okay, at that place. Next, Kushana capital. Kushana, have you heard about it? We have heard about it in Kushana. Anyone? You can comment it. Buddha. After meditation, he went to Kusharas. Have you remember? That is. Later became a capital of Kushanas, gaining political and economic prominence. Next, religious melting pot, which is simultaneously a major center of Buddhism, Jainism and Krishna worship. Next, inscriptions. Inscriptions means they are writing the history on the pillars. And donors, gifts recorded from goldsmiths, weavers, perfumers and garland makers, showing a thriving artisan economy. Here, analogy is Mathura was the Delhi of ancient India. At the crossroads of everything will be there, like trade, politics and faith. Just like now, how Delhi is capital to us. At ancient India, Mathura is just like that. Okay. Next, Indo-Roman trade and the Silk Route. So pepper. Pepper means, in Telugu it is known as miriyalu. Black gold, South Indian pepper was hugely valued and exported to Rome in massive quantities. And monsoon winds, sailors hastened seasonal winds to cross the Arabian, a game changer for sea trade. Next, Roman gold coins found abundantly in South India, evidence of trade and imbalance having in India. Next, Silk Route, land route linking China to Rome via Central Asia, controlled by rulers like Kushanas for tax and tribute. Here, there is no new points. Pepper, it will be exporting from us to Rome, and monsoon winds, which are just like a game changer and it can be crossed from Arabian Sea. And Roman gold coins, it was found in South India, and it will be an evidence for trade imbalance favoring India. And Silk Route linking China to Rome via Central Asia. These are the points. Here, Silk Route was the internet. Just what is Silk Route? This is the new point, right? So, Silk Route is just like the internet highway of the ancient world, carrying not just silk but ideas, religion, and culture across continents. So, now, how internet helps? That like that Silk Route in ancient days, it will help. Okay. Next, South Indian kingdoms, and in that particularly the Movendar. So the three crowned kings of the Tamil South is Cholas, Kheras, and Pandyas. You all studied in the previous chapters. That is from rose to power. Over 2300 years ago. We all got only in these years only. Right? So you can remember everything. Now coming to Cholas. Capital at Puhar, Kaveri Pattanam, a flourishing coastal trade port. Coming to Kheras. Kheras is controlled the Kerala coast and the lucrative spice trade. Next, Pandyas, capital at Madurai, patronized the Sangam poets. Here, what is Movendar? So, Movendar were like three rival tech companies, each dominating a different market segment. One is for coast, it is inland, it is for hills, it is for coast. These all will be comes under the movement. Okay. Next, Kushanas, Buddhism spread and Pilgrims. We all heard about it. Already studied in the 4th chapter, but once again. Kanishka conveyed a great Buddhist council, and Mahayana Buddhism emerged, featuring Buddha images and Bodhisattvas, compassionate beings who delayed Nirvana to help others. You all know. This contrasted with the older Theravada tradition, which emphasized the Buddha as a teacher, not a god. It is also there at 4th chapter. Nalanda University became the premier center of Buddhist learning, attracting global scholars. Nalanda University. So remember this. Next, here Mahayana was the open source version of Buddhism, accessible to all with imagery. Theravada was the original code, strict and tedious. So Mahayana will be like public one. Theravada is not public, it is private. Okay. Next, Pilgrim period contribution. Fa-Hien, which is 5th C. C means common era. Visited Buddhist sites, recorded detailed travel. Xuan Zang, which is 7th C, studied at Nalanda University. Brought texts to China. Next, IQ, 7th C, traveled via sea route, brought on Buddhist. This is all about Buddhism. Next, rise of Bhakti and UPSC quick reason. Just Bhakti means devotion for all. Bhakti emphasizes personal devotion to a deity, open to all castes and genders. It is not only for Hindu, not only for Christian, Bhakti is for all. But in different ways, they can pray the God. Just that. Okay. Rooted in the Gita. Gita means Bhagavad Gita. You all know about it. Poet Upper, Tamil saint poet Upper, spread Bhakti through powerful devotional hymns. Next, analogy Bhakti was the direct messaging of spirituality. No priest intermediary needed, just you and the divine. You all heard about it. So, what we discussed, punch marked coins. I said these are the first coins, right? Next, PGW to NBTW. Painted graveyard culture gave way to northern black polished ware, marking urban growth. Next, Silk Route, just like internet highway, right? If I tell this, you can remember more. That's why I am giving these hints. Internet highway. Next, Nalanda means university, which is for Buddhists. Next, Mahayana, just like public. Theravada is like private. I think you understood clearly. So in the next video, I will come with entire 6th class history one shot revision. Okay. Okay. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.